inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey there, guys. I am so excited about this segment and many more segments to come throughout the life of this podcast. I have conducted over 40 interviews prior to launching Real Women Don't Bitch, and I've spoken with several entrepreneurs who have given away their secrets, talked about how you properly brand yourself, mindset hacks, getting support, dealing with the change in family dynamics, all of that stuff that this show has been to talk about. I've had the privilege of interviewing several entrepreneurs. What I'm going to do is allow you to hear some of the most powerful segments that have come from some amazing summits that I have conducted. Enjoy and listen to the wisdom that is going to come from this speaker. So you guys already know, with all of my silliness, this is a very laid back setting. It's highly informative, but laid back. So welcome back to the couch, the table, however you want to perceive it. Let's sit down. Let's get ready for some juicy conversation between two entrepreneurs who are making it happen so that you can get real advice, real tips, real strategies about the realities of building your business. So without further ado, would my guests please do them the favor, let them know who you are.
Hey, I am the Island Queen. I've been named that by Miss August Crenshaw. But my name is Irma. I am from the U.S. Virgin Islands. I am a mother of 5, a grandmother of 3, a wife, an entrepreneur, and I'm just making it happen out here. I've been in business for 4 years.
At the end of the day, what I hope everybody's gathering from watching all of these interviews is that it doesn't make a difference what path you decide to take. There are just certain characteristics that you got to have.
You must have. That's
if you're
right.
going to be an entrepreneur. And when I was soliciting for this summit and I requested you, Irma, what I love is that you were like, oh, wow, so you want us to talk about this and this and this. And you just like had this list about things that are really passionate, for you.
Yes.
So, I know that you're really big on owning your brand. You're good on people's mindsets. Investment hazards from the standpoint of time, not money.
That's right, not money.
With the money too, and it also a support system. I know that those are like heavy hitting points for you.
Yes.
Why don't you just? I want you to flow.
Okay.
What would you like to start with? As far as giving out your expertise.
I want to start with owning your style and brand. What exactly is your brand? Do you think your brand is your website, your color scheme?
Oh.
Your brand is who you are.
Yes.
Your brand is who you are. Your brand is who people see, is who people deal with. That's your brand. So this color scheme, the websites, all the glitz and glamour, it's all good. But that brand, you walk with that brand every day.
Yes.
People speak to that brand every day. They see who that brand is. And if your attitude is not on point, if you're not on point, forget the glitz and glamour. Nobody worries about that.
No.
They want to know who they're dealing with. And that is my tidbit. Your brand is you.
You know, I'm glad that you brought that point up, because that's substantially, it's substantial, it's critical. And I'll share something with you. When I first went on this journey, I actually wrote a declaration to myself and I put it up on the wall, and I used to read it every day. And it basically said that, you know, I, August Crenshaw, understand that I've been given a voice to empower and inspire people, that the message that I have needs to be heard. And the only thing I need to do is open my voice. So I declare and decree that every single person's path that I cross, whether they are a client or not, will be motivated and stimulated by my presence to do whatever it is that they want to do in life. And that all the time, because that's my brand.
That's right.
So when people are around me and they're down in the dumps and I can't get a smile, I'm like, wait a minute, do I got my brand done right?
That's right.
Because it's about executing that. And I don't think that entrepreneurs really always understand that. It's like they think that they can compartmentalize their life. They can put on a hat and, you know, and I'm going to be inspiring when I'm working with a client. But I'm not going to be inspiring when I'm with my spouse, and I'm not going to be inspiring with my kids. Understanding that you are a living, breathing machine. You may not necessarily be doing business with it all the time, but whatever your brand is, it's your brand. That's what you made me think about.
Yes, that's what it is. You are your brand. You know, we always hit on the church folks. That's a good thing to even touch on, because in church you're one brand and on the street you're another brand. You don't want to do that.
No.
You want to be who you are and just be very genuine with who you are. And that's your brand. Simple as it is, that is your brand. And that's what I wanted to drive home. You know, you must have your stuff on point. You have to be professional. You have to do everything. But if that attitude and if the way you deal with people is not on point, everything else you've invested your time in is not going to matter, because nobody wants to deal with someone that's fake.
Absolutely. So don't make the outside look good with the website and the business and all of that, because when people come and they buy, they're buying from you. And that's what it all boils down to. I mean, and that's really simple. As simple as it is, but I do want everybody that's listening to really reflect on that. What are you thinking about when you're running your business every single day? Do you spend a lot of time trying to make sure that everything looks like on your website? Or are you always trying to re-perfect and examine your business card and how can I change this or do something different? Or are you looking at yourself and saying, how can I be a better business owner? What can I do today that would allow people to be able to see even the more that this is who I am? And it really doesn't matter what line of business that you're in.
It does not.
If you're an accountant, I'm going to need your finances to be in order. Because you are your brand. Like you said, you're a very organized woman. Well, if you're going to be a virtual assistant and help everybody else get rid of their clutter, and I ain't trying to be funny, y'all, but look at the background. Do y'all see how all of those things are right there? They're lined up.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are lined up.
It's about organization and structure. So
you have to.
You live and breathe who you are. So yes, you gotta own your brand, but you can't own your brand if you don't have your mindset right.
That's right. And it's not only that. When you talk to clients, social media is a big thing with all of us. You have to be sure you're promoting your brand correctly on your social media, because I mean, I've gone as far as declining friends and family because you don't support my brand. I'm not gonna have all kind of mess on my pages because that follows me. You have to support your brand in everything you do.
I'm glad you slowed me down and brought that up, because I actually thought about that and forgot to say something about it. You know, one of the things that I find to be confusing, and look, you guys, we having a rudimentary conversation, because rudimentary mistakes are what people make. It's absolutely no insult, but that would be like me saying that, you know, I'm a coach and I'm here to inspire, and then all of a sudden, you know, I have a bad situation in a restaurant or with a friend, and then I put a post up and say, itches get on my nerves, hashtag be real, don't be fake.
Yeah.
When you see something like that, it's kind of like, huh? And I see people do it all the time. You have to make sure that you're consistent. And I'm not saying like every single post that I put up is not inspiring.
Exactly.
But more often than not, it is. But if it's not inspiring, it's still polished. It's like me. Like I put up a post the other day that said 4 facts about me, rattled off some stuff, and then said your turn. And then so people responded and told me some funny facts about them. But once again, that's still my brand, because at the core of my brand is connecting with people.
Right.
And so I put a post out there that put me in a position to connect. So, you know, you have to really think about that. If if you're a model, as stressful and painful as it can be, if your brand is, you know, high quality Stella clothing and being a model chick, and I see you always or predominantly in t-shirts and you got a raggedy weave, and, you know, it's probably, you know, people will look at you like, she's not a model.
I know.
And if you're selling makeup and you never have it on, they don't know that you know how to apply it.
Exactly.
So you got to make sure that whatever it is that you owning, that you can literally own it, and that you're not faking when you're putting it on social media, and that your attitude, like she said, what you say, how you look, are you smiling at people in public? Or how are you looking and how are you sounding on your posts and your videos on social media? It all still goes back to owning your brand.
And be true to who you are. That's touching on style. Not because August Crenshaw does things the way August does it, I need to start doing it the same way. Don't be a copycat, because don't be a copycat. Be who you are, because how long are you going to be able to fake it? I mean, it's just logical. How long are you going to be able to fake it?
You know, you see, I'm going to tell you, Irma's the kind of person that you talk to her and she'll make you reflect with every single thing she said. I tell you all the time, I love it when we're going back and forth on each other's lives, because she'll watch a live stream. I could do like a 5 rant, and then she'll do like this 3, 4, maybe 6 word quote that like sums up the entire message. But I'll be like, man, it's just powerful. But that's what she is. She's just like that, bam. You know, and she puts it out there and makes it really, really simple. But I like it. But I still want to take it. I'm gonna do it my style now.
Yes.
And I will expand on what she just said. You know, part of the reason why we're doing this summit is because we want you guys to make the right kind of decisions. And there's some people out there, I'm not knocking anybody, and I'm not saying that steps and processes don't work. But if you come to me tomorrow and the only thing I can say to you is tell me what you do, okay, I want you to put it into my system and my process and do it this way and say this and do this, and I got a template, and you put all of this stuff in, you just change your name and your business, and you're not being yourself. Even that is being a copycat.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. You can follow the formula.
That's right.
But you still gotta be able to make it your own and
tweak it.
You got to. So some of you are out here, you're buying all of these coaching packages, and you're not understanding why you're not moving forward, because you're buying packages that are saying, look, I mean, verbatim.
Yes.
When you get ready to try to get a speaking gig, it's going to say, and by the way, when you get ready to close the sale, make sure you use the words, are you ready to invest in yourself? Everything that you're saying, you sound robotic. You sound like
you hit it on the nail. I mean, even working at corporate jobs, even with my VA work. I've had clients that give me a script. If I read that script word for word for word for word, I am so messed up. So what I do, I read the script, I get the gist of what they want, and I'm going to tell people the way I feel comfortable saying it. Because if I don't, the clients are going to miss out on the gist of the whole thing, because I'm just reading this thing like a robot. I cannot do it. I have to put it in my style. And then my style gets through, and I get through everything just fine. The job is done, the people are happy, the clients are happy, and I'm me. I'm still me at the end of the day.
Yes. And you know what, I'll give this example too. Something I started doing when I sent out my email marketing, it just depends on what I'm doing and what kind of vibe I'm in. But a lot of the times when I close out the end of the email, instead of saying, believing in your success or blessings in love, which are things that I'll say, but I'm 100% authentic to my character. Sometimes I send emails and I'm literally just telling people like the nuts and bolts behind the crap that I went through. So I can get really real with my talk. That's why it's called Real Talk. And when I finish, instead of saying sincerely this or even put my name, I just put deuces.
That's you.
And people that know me, I'm giving you guys a nugget. Something as simple as that. For those of you that have been around and you follow me, when I do my Facebook Lives, the majority of the times I'll be like, I'm out of here, deuces.
That's you.
But that's what I always do. So if I send you an email and say, hey, I want to tell you about this crazy experience I had today, this happened, that happened, but everything was cool. So I hope your day is better than my day. And anything deuces, I promise you in your mind, you're going to see me. Deuces.
I can see you saying it. Yeah, I can hear you saying it.
And this is what you want to do as a business owner. And that's why I'm so glad you brought this up. You got to follow your style.
You have to, because you're never going to be comfortable.
No.
You'll always be stiff, hard, stuck. You won't know how to move, because even simple things. Someone tells me, I need you to enter this in the system and send this over here and do that over there. My question is, why am I doing all of this? Tell me, why am I doing it? Because I need to know why I'm entering it into the computer. Why am I sending it to this department? What do they do? It has to make sense to me in order for me to do it. If I don't understand the concept of what you're doing, it makes no sense for me to pick it up and do it, because I'm not a robot. You're not going to tell me just do this, do this, do this. And at the end of the day, why are you doing this? I don't know. That's just how they told me.
So people, be fluid in your business.
Yes.
Be fluid and be you.
That's right.
Get wisdom from people, but don't let them structure you and tell you what to be. So,
and it's a common mistake that we all make when we start becoming an entrepreneur. We get lost and we're new to this. I didn't know what a virtual assistant was until I started doing it. So I got caught up in it too at the beginning, because I was watching everybody do this, so I need to do it this way. And then I could look at somebody else and I'm like, hey. I just shut everything down.
Yeah, and what the bottom line is what it boils down to is the fact that you have to learn your own flow. And the best the best coaches are going to look at you and say, okay, I know that there are certain practical things that have to be done, but how do we put your flavor in it? They're going to help you come alive so that your creative juices can flow, so that it looks like you. And the thing about it is, you can look at me and be like, oh my God, she's got, her following, or she has this success, or she's connected with all of these entrepreneurs. And I want to be like that. So maybe I ought to do something jazzy, wear some funky haircut, dress a certain way. And the answer is no.
No, because that's not who you are.
So even with what you wear, how you talk, you just be you and do you, because you don't want to attract the kind of clients that I have, because maybe you can't handle the pressure of dealing with the kind of people I deal with. You want to attract the kind of clients that are going to be in love with your flavor, your style, and your essence, and what you do. Own your style, own your brand. I'm hitting us hard. I'm just kidding. I love it. I love it. Oh, so what else? I mean, we could keep going. I mean, you may have some more tidbits, or you might want to go ahead and switch. You may be
mindset. Mindset is big because in order to own your brand and your style, your mindset has to be right. You have to know who you are. You have to know what to let in to your mind. You need to know what type of self-talk to allow. Self-talk will throw you down on your face if you listen to it and it's the wrong things. You need to have your mind right in order to recognize who you are and what you're capable of.
I want to kind of push you somewhere because I know you and what you do.
Yes.
And plus I just want a good variety for the summit, because a lot of people talk about mindset, what you're doing and your self-talk. But one thing I haven't had someone discuss that I've interviewed yet is blocks that will keep you from having a good mindset, like forgiveness issues. Ooh. And you know that when you build a business, you deal with all kind of crap of whether or not your friends and family do support you, who do or don't love you, being angry, putting people off. So take it wherever you want to go with what
take it. I'll tell you my personal story with my thingy and my family. It's my spouse. Okay. He's from a place where, now we all were raised on the islands, and the way we live is you go to school, you work for somebody. That's life.
The traditional way.
Yeah. Then there's my dad who he did not complete school. He couldn't read. But my dad is the best electrician you can find on St. Croix. And daddy opened his own business. And daddy did his own work. So this is my upbringing.
Okay.
His is the work in the restaurant. He's been a general manager from college.
Okay.
I have the entrepreneurial drive. So when I got into this virtual world, could you imagine what kind of tailspin I had to go through?
Oh, yeah.
I was so timid about even trying to go on the computer, because when I went on the computer and he passed by, my mind has already scripted a story. Oh my God, he's looking at me and he's thinking that I'm not doing a thing. I'm just on this computer doing nothing. And I'm over here busting my tail trying to make this business work. But he doesn't understand that concept. So there was a period of time when I just dropped it because I felt like he doesn't understand. I look like I'm just one of these lazy women doing nothing. And I know what I'm doing it because I'm trying to build a business. That was my block. My block was creating the story in my head and stopping me from progress, because I created a story of what he might have been thinking. And it made me angry.
Yes.
It made me so angry that I'm with this person and he's supposed to be supporting me, and he doesn't even try to make me feel like he understands what I'm doing. But then I had to pull myself back away from all of that and realize that I cannot be angry at someone for not understanding what I'm doing. I cannot assume and expect anything from anyone that doesn't understand what I'm doing, because when I did that, I made myself unhappy. But they kept on living because I was creating that story in my head.
Exactly.
When I came to that realization, I actually went to him and I spoke to him, and communication is something that you must always have.
Yes.
And I had to go through the pains of going through the steps to get past that. And I went to him and I said, you truly don't understand what I'm trying to do. He said, I don't understand this thing you're doing on the computer. I don't know why you don't just go get a real job. And it hurt me. I'm like, I'm trying to do something for us. I'm trying to build something for us. And it's not your traditional get up, go to somebody's building to work. I can do that same thing in my home office. I can answer phones, I can answer emails, I can make travel arrangements. I can do anything over the phone and on the internet in my home and be available for my kids when they need me, be available for my family when they need
Come
me.
on now.
And not worry about asking somebody for time to go pick my child up from school because they're sick.
Yeah.
I don't have to. It's a big burden. I lived it for many years, and I lost a lot of time with my children and a lot of activities and things they were going through because I was at somebody's building and taking orders from somebody. But I don't want that anymore. And I told him, I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it work. And there was still a little tension until one day I came out and I said, I'm not working for anybody else. And he stood back and he looked at me like, oh. I said, no, I'm not working for anybody else. I said, I've been treated like something that didn't matter for the 10 years plus I put into one company. And they took it so easy to dump me because I stood up for myself. And it wasn't anything bad. I was not nasty. I can't curse because if I start cursing, people will start laughing at me because it don't come out right. You know, I cannot curse.
Unfortunately, I can.
I can't. So everything comes out plain and simple, but you get the gist.
You're right.
You know, that's just how I am. My mom laughed at me. She said, girl, you have the brother and a sister that curse like sailors, and you can't even say one word. I said, Ma, that's just how it is. I don't know. I just can't do it. It just don't come out right. But back to the mindset thing. You could kill your dream by creating blocks in your head because of those stories you create.
Yeah.
And then finally he looked at me. He said, I said, I'm going to make it big. I said, I'm going to make it big. And his words to me was, go on, baby. You can do it. You know how that made me feel? Woo! I felt like, yes.
You know what? But I see two things that happen, and not trying to tell your whole. First of all, number one, the story is powerful because it hits so close to home for so many people. Whether it's your parents, your spouse, your best friends, people you grew up with, your favorite cousins, all of that. There's going to reach a point in your entrepreneurial walk where those that are closest to you, that, you know, when you tell them, they're going to sound like they get it. Because in the beginning, you're like, yeah, I got a dream. I'm going to do something. And they secretly had a dream. So just hearing something about one may kind of get them pumped up for just a second. And you're like, yeah, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And they're like, yeah, you can do it. You know, but they don't really think you're going to do it for real.
No.
And when you start pushing, and the reality of what the push looks like and the remembrance of how it didn't work for them to push or how they were afraid comes, they can become the people that discourage you the most, that say the things that are condescending. And you know what? Some of the people in your lives, you know, for those of you that are listening, they aren't even going to say anything. It's the things that they do. You'll say to your best friend, I love you, but I'm really serious about my business, because maybe you just listen to Gary Vee cuss you out and tell you better manage your time, and you're wasting time playing Madden and watching TV and doing this. And you tell your best friend, I'm serious. I'm getting ready to build $1 million company. And that means that our Friday night playing pool thing isn't going to work. And maybe for a week or two, they let you slide. But by week 3, it's like, dude, you still can't come out and play pool. You know, something simple as that. It's the little things, you guys. I always tell people, it's not big stuff that destroys marriages. It's not
the little things
that destroys businesses. It's always little bitty things that build up over time. And so when people that are close to you are not accepting by their actions, they're not respecting by their requests from you, you have to understand that they don't understand. So that was number one. You understood that they didn't get it, and you didn't keep trying to explain it. You communicated and put it out there. You guys, you got to give it time.
Yes.
Because over time, they still had to think about it. They still had to digest it. And I know it to this day without even, I mean, we've never touched this part of your life. I'm very certain that your husband still doesn't really get or understand the entrepreneurial thing. I know he doesn't, but as you went through your process, he learned that he had to respect it. It was a pleasure to share this segment with you. I know there were plenty of nuggets that you walked away with to strengthen you as a business owner. If you would like to get access to the additional 35 videos with the full interview, along with a great workbook to help you refine and fine-tune and tweak your business, head on over to the website and find out how you can get the rest of the audios for the Real Talk for Business Mastery Summit interviews. Until the next segment, you guys have a great day. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless, signing out. Deuces!